Week 5 of the college football season brings us to Mount Pleasant for the 103rd meeting of arch rivals Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan. It is the longest running series between any two Mid-American Conference schools, dating all the way back to 1902. It's just a picture-perfect day for college football here in the heart of the Wolverine State. Hey, we welcome all of you to Mount Pleasant, along with former Oakland Raider Marcus Ray. I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you're with us here today. And Marcus, you coached in this rivalry. What's it like for these young men to be out there today?
Well, the Michigan MAC is on the line. These guys played against each other in high school. They're trying to win a conference championship, but it's going to take TNT, toughness and talent, win on the road, and defend your home field.
All right, we're going to start by talking defense on both sides, and we begin for Eastern Michigan with Bryce Llewellyn. His coach calls him a heat-seeking missile.
That is exactly what that young man is. He's very productive. He's the reigning MAC defensive player. This young man, 10 tackles and an interception there. He is a very important part to that defense. And when you flip to the other side, this other young man we're talking about, Jordan Kwiatkowski, he is the man in the middle. Put the tape on. His coach believes he's going to play on Sundays, and so do I. He's downhill, athletic, can blitz and cover. Keep an eye on 24 on this young man.
Yeah, indeed. Chippewa's head coach Matt Drinkle told us a couple of days ago, with no uncertainty, Kwiatkowski will be an NFL draft pick this coming spring. Kelly Short Stadium going to have a good crowd today for the Chippewas and the Eagles. The Chips come in 2-2. The Eagles coming in off of their first win of the season. But now is when it gets serious, Marcus. MAC play is what it's all about for both these schools.
I tell you what, the preseason is the preseason. But right now, when you get 4 games in, you kind of know who you are coming out of that. By the end of September, you know. Now it's time to lock in, try to win a conference title. And like I mentioned earlier, talking about that man right there, Matt Drinkle.
42-year-old native of Bettendorf, Iowa, in his first season after taking over for the retired Jim McElwain. And he's got other things on his mind this week beyond football, because his wife Kim is just about to give birth to their first child. His wife Kim is here, but we'll keep you posted if she has to make a quick exit for one reason or another. Meanwhile, he'll be matching up with one of the veterans in the league, Chris Creighton, in his 12th year. A former quarterback at the Division III level at Kenyon College, and he has turned what was at best an also-ran program down in Ypsilanti into a regular contender in the MAC. Eastern won the coin toss, elected to defer, and so it'll be the Chippewas and their redshirt senior quarterback Joe Labus taking the field first.
Joe Labus, you see the numbers on that young man. Very accurate pass from 12 of 14. Took care of the football. I mean, they played complementary football, offense, defense, and special teams in that big win. I think this young man needs to keep his eyes downfield, take the throws that are there, and rely on that offensive line.
Yeah, he was efficient and prolific in their win last week against Wagner. 12 of 14 through the air, 86%, 241 yards, 3 touchdowns. And that's been the MO for all of the Chippewa quarterbacks who we will see today. Everybody is taking care of the football. On first down, a completion over the middle, and a big gainer into plus territory and more. Tommy McIntosh finally chased out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. A 45-yard pass play from Labus to his junior receiver from just down the road in DeWitt, Michigan.
Central Michigan ran the ball so well last week. They're opening up with a play-action pass. Eastern likes to play with one safety in the middle of the field, and that play-action pass got those linebackers to open up that pass window. What a great play on the first play of the game.
And again, Joe Labus, the co-captain quarterback. We will also for sure see Angel Flores as kind of the change of pace quarterback. It's Labus out there now. And he'll hand it off on first down, straight up the middle. Nari Biggins, another one of the captains from Hillside, New Jersey, averaging just a touch under 4 yards per carry this season. He gets it to about the 26-yard line to bring up second down and 8.
Central Michigan needs to get touchdowns in the red zone and not field goals. But Eastern Michigan, they've given up a lot of yards so far on the ground. So expect Central Michigan to run the football, possibly take a shot, but they need to get points out of this drive.
Nasir Williams goes to the top of your screen. A lot of different weapons in the wide receiver room as Angel Flores is out at quarterback. He hands it off. Rushing near side is Biggins, able to get to the edge. Forced out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. That'll bring up third down.
That was a nice block on the edge there by DeCorian Temple. Big tight end. As you look at Biggins' numbers, downhill guy, man. He's shifty, pass protects well, 6'1", 210 pounds. Very solid body type. They love to give him the ball down here in this area.
Yeah, 6-yard pickup, bringing us third down and 2. It is still Flores on the field. 2 tight end look. Actually, number 41 is as much an H-back or a fullback. Rusty Van Wetsinga going to run behind him, trying to get to the right side. Flores falls forward for a Chippewa's first down. Finally tackled by Tyrell Martin, the defensive tackle.
Well, they bring in Flores to run the football. He will throw it. See his numbers, 39 rushes, 4 yards every time he does it on average. But when he's in the game, do not just anticipate run all the time. He will play action like he did in previous games, but he is in that game to run the football.
Yeah, passing, he is 13 of 19 for 115 yards. That's 68% completion. The Chips have been very, very good throwing the football. Here he is running the football. Positive yardage, takes on the would-be tackler, head on at the 10, drives forward to the 9-yard line.
Let's take a look here. This offensive line, they're running a counter play where you pull guys from the backside to the front side. He's a downhill guy.
There's a look at the first-year offensive coordinator, Jim Chapin, like you, a Michigan graduate. He was there a couple years after you were there, Marcus.
Yep.
But he is a Michigan native from Troy. His parents both went to Central Michigan University. He has switched quarterbacks again. The starter Labus back in there out of the I formation, kind of a flashback, going to run it straight up the middle, and once again it's Nari Biggins. This time he's met in the backfield and dropped outside the 10-yard line. Donovan Green from his nose guard position with the stop.
Yeah, Donovan Green, he's a load down in there, number 9. He's 5'11", 300 pounds. Transfer from Northwestern State. He's low to the ground, he's powerful, and he uses his hands well. That time he dominated the middle of that line of scrimmage.
And he's a great athlete, a 1,000-point scorer in high school basketball. Also was the state runner-up in the shot put in Louisiana. From Opelousas Catholic High School, Palmetto, Louisiana, where he is from. And so his tackle for loss brings up third down. Labus throws left side. It's caught, but immediately tackled is Brock Townsend for no yards after the carry. It's a 5-yard pickup. And that'll bring up first and goal.
That's a nice play design there. He went through his progressions. He found his man, but Barry Manning saved the touchdown. Eastern Michigan likes to run a lot of man-to-man down here on the goal line area, and that was essentially a pick play, and he was almost wide open.
They don't really do pick plays, do they?
No, they call them rub-offs.
Come on, yeah. You play defense. It's a pick play. Come on. Now Brock Townsend, a direct snap to the running back. He goes up the middle, fights his way near the goal line. He's going to be stopped just short of a touchdown. But Jim Chapin, the OC, getting into his bag early.
Yeah, Townsend lines up in the Wildcat when you see the quarterback, running back line of that quarterback. He gets downhill, gets a good push from his line. So what makes Central Michigan's offense hard to prepare for is they got a Wildcat, a running quarterback, and then a guy who can play action pass.
Townsend scored his first collegiate touchdown against Wagner on a pass play last week. He's a redshirt freshman from Caledonia, Michigan. Labus now behind center with a running back Townsend. Labus back to throw. One-handed catch and a dive to the goal line. Townsend in for a touchdown.
So you'll see here, he comes all the way across the formation, does Townsend, and that's a hard guard for Barry Manning as you see him chasing. When you line up at linebacker and you're responsible for a running back, and he gets behind that line of scrimmage and finds some grass, you have to fight through all that traffic. So you saw that on the previous pass play to the running back. That was a design game plan to attack the linebackers in man-to-man coverage out the backfield.
And now Cade Graham with the point after. He is now a perfect 11 for 11 on the season after the acrobatic one-handed catch by number 22, Brock Townsend, to get the Chippewas on the board first in this MAC rivalry game that dates all the way back to 1902. You're watching MAC football on ESPN. We are at Kramer Duramity Field at Kelly Shorts Stadium. Been here for more than half a century. And during that time, we've got Chris Creighton making several visits here, although he is looking for his first win in the series in a long time. And he has piled up a lot of wins. Had a great stop at the FCS level at Drake before getting the job at Eastern Michigan. And you know better than I do, Marcus. I am sure many people told him, don't take that job. You cannot win in Ypsilanti. He has flipped the script and done just that.
Yeah, he's done a fine job. Went to 5 bowl games. And he lost a lot of one-possession games, too. You see the longest tenured FBS head coaches. This man here is on that list, and that's for a reason. He likes it in Ypsilanti. His family loves it. And he's developed a culture there, like as you mentioned, just didn't exist. Now it does.
56-year-old native of San Francisco, although at the age of 12 his family moved to Seattle, still a huge Oakland Raiders fan. After the touchdown, Javen Norman, the 5'7" redshirt freshman from Springfield, Ohio, brings it back out to around the 26-yard line. Xavier White on special teams with the stop after a 26-yard return.
Noah Kim, take a look at his number, leads the conference, leads the MAC pass yards per game, second. He's a very capable quarterback. When I mean capable, he's accurate. He understands the offense. So he'll need some help from that offensive line, pass protection. I think Eastern needs to run the ball a little bit too, but if he needs to, he will orchestrate a game-winning drive like he did previously.
And this is not the first time in his career he has started a game against Central Michigan, the Michigan State transfer. A couple of years ago, played against the Chippewas. His first pass is to Joshua Long, the tight end, for a completion to bring up second down and manageable. But in that game a couple of years ago, Marcus, Kim was good, 18 for 31 passing, 279 yards, couple of touchdowns, no picks. So the Chippewas know what they're in for today facing Mr. Kim.
One thing he does is he takes what the defense gives him, as you saw that short throw to the boundary there, and it helps him get into a rhythm early.
Along the motion man, they're going to run the football straight up the middle, about a yard shy of the line to gain. Cade Custis stops Dante McMillan, who last week went over the 2,000-yard rushing barrier in his career. Played 4 years at Weber State, made the FCS playoffs 3 times. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage immediately and finally wrapped up. It was Kwiatkowski who blew that play up, and while he couldn't finish it, he slowed him up long enough for a big 3rd down stop.
Yeah, there was just nowhere to go. The defensive line did a great job of collapsing those run lanes, and Kwiatkowski, he shot through that gap, that A gap in between the guard and the center. It opened wide open. Opened right up for him, I'm sorry, and he got down in there untouched.
And so Caleb Spann, the punt returner for Central Michigan, comes out and stands at around his 20-yard line to take the punt from Mitchell Tomasek, averaging nearly 50 yards a punt. There is a spiraling punt that goes out of bounds, not one of his better efforts, goes to about the 25-yard line. And that is where Central Michigan will bring its offense back out, already on top, 7-0. Here's the rivalry over the years between Eastern and Central. We'll start our timeline 1976. The rivalry actually started 54 years earlier, but while the Chippewas have dominated, Eastern certainly has had its share of big victories, including last year's come-from-behind thriller 38-34 that I know still eats at the folks here in Mount Pleasant, trying to get a little bit of revenge here this afternoon. Eastern and Central, as you talked about, Marcus, as a bee kind of comes flying at us, that kind of day. They don't particularly like each other. You were a grad assistant back in the day here at Central under Butch Jones. What are your recollections of the one game you coached in between these two programs?
Well, it was on the road. It was in Ypsilanti, and all Butch talked about was you have to win this game for a lot of reasons, especially in recruiting, conference title hopes, and the Michigan MAC trophy.
Tyson Davis makes a man miss, able to pick up 8 yards on first down off the pass from Joe Labus.
Central Michigan is mixing it up. I'm sure Eastern was expecting to run on first down, but when you get 8, 9 yards on first down, it just makes your life easier throughout the rest of that series, and then it puts the defense on their heels in their play calling.
Well, Central opened its season August 29th out on the West Coast with a win over San Jose State, 16-14. And then a couple of big losses on the road at Pittsburgh, at Michigan. That'll be a first down yardage to about the 40-yard line. Trey Cornist with his first touch. The Tulane transfer moves the chains after a 6-yard gain.
See that non-conference schedule there Central Michigan went through. Coach Dringle felt like San Jose State was a pretty even match. you know, a little lopsided there with Pitt and Michigan. And then last week they came out. So he felt like those 4 games got them prepared for conference play.
And it sounded like they were looking forward to getting back to a game after handling Wagner easily against a team they're more evenly matched with. Flores back off the bench, running the football on first down for a pickup of 4. Jason Marshall, the free safety, with the tackle.
So what you're seeing out of this offense is a lot of shifts and motions, and they're trying to get Eastern Michigan misaligned, and then they'll run to where a defensive back, they'll block the front 7, and then you'll see, like when Diener made that tackle earlier on that run play, they're trying to get the corners to have to make tackles. When you see all that shifting, that's what that means.
There's the alpha, Andrew Marshall. He is the green dot guy with direct communication to the sideline for Eastern Michigan. Flores fakes the handoff, picks his way to midfield, and dives forward for a first down. It's a 9-yard gain for the 6'1" junior quarterback from Casa Grande, Arizona.
See, what that's called is a jet read with a counter off of it. So you get the misdirection off the receiver, and the backside linemen, they pull, and you have them outnumbered in the box when the quarterback's a runner. Now a safety has to get down in the box, and that's why they went for a long game, because he was still in the middle of the field.
Rusty Van Wetziga goes out into the slot with trips. Now he's in motion. Levis back in, hands it off, a huge hole up the middle, and Biggins sprints through it, and nobody's going to touch him. A 49-yard touchdown, and Central Michigan has seized control early.
You could see that coming by the way Central Michigan lined up. When you see 2 receivers on the ball covering each other up, it's to get the defense to miscount. And look at that huge hole. They didn't have enough guys in the box at the point of attack. And one thing Eastern's been struggling with is tackling. That time he went untouched because they got dialed up. That's exactly how you draw it up on the board when you're an offensive coordinator.
Doesn't often work out just as well as it did, though, from where you draw it up to how they execute it. Can't do much better than that. The point after once again by Cade Graham. Matt Drinkle, the head coach, Jim Chapin, the offensive coordinator, couldn't have drawn it up better, and the execution up front made for smooth sailing all the way to the end zone for Nahreed Biggins. Chips up big. A quick start to this rivalry game for the home team. Central Michigan has had its offense, Marcus, clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you see McIntosh there. He's been dynamite all season and open things up with the big catch. You see Townsend coming out of the backfield, isolated on the linebacker and man-to-man. And right here, you just can't draw it up any better. You get more numbers in the box, get a hat on the hat. And the big fella, 6'1", 210-pound senior Biggins to the house.
He is on the radar of NFL types, one of many chips who would like to join a handful of Central Michigan products currently playing in the NFL. 7 currently on active NFL rosters. And Central Michigan has dominated the first 10 minutes of this game. Total yards 150 to 8. 6 first downs to none. Eastern Michigan calls for a fair catch and will bring the offense back out. About the Central Michigan offense. If you have 2 or 3 quarterbacks, how can they be so efficient with all the different looks?
Well, it's play calling, it's practice, and it's knowing what to call when whoever's in the game. And I think it keeps the defense off balance. And so basically they keep it simple, Doug. They have a handful of plays for certain guys, and they rep it, and they teach the guys how to block it.
Noah Kim and the Eastern offense from the 25-yard line. Kim has good protection on the crossing route, finds Nick Devereaux, who is a marvelous story. He's tackled inbounds by Dakota Cochran. Devereaux never touched a football until his junior year in high school at Brother Rice here in Michigan. But he just has worked and worked and worked. Primarily a special teams player the last couple of years, and this year flourishing at the wide receiver position. He played his freshman year at Division II Davenport University, but he has become a great story down in Ypsilanti. Josh Long falls to the 42-yard line. Noah Kim efficient again. Caleb Spann came up from his strong safety spot for the tackle.
They like 87, Joshua Long. He's been a good fit so far, a good person. Got there in June. El Camino Community College.
Yeah, he's done very well replacing the graduated Jerry Getzinger and Max Reese, who transferred to Mississippi State at the tight end position, the latest of the California junior college pipeline, to Ypsilanti. Into single coverage, had a man, but Rooks couldn't make the catch. No flags on the field, and so it'll bring up 3rd down.
I like the call there to take a shot, to loosen his defense up, because they've been stacking the line. And that's why you see Eastern Michigan in a spread formation. They come out 5 receivers. Go ahead and take a shot. You may catch it. It's a 50-50 ball, and I thought that was catchable there for Rooks. Good coverage on the play, but that was a nice ball, well thrown.
Yeah, Kalen Carroll was with him stride for stride. So 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Kim looking right, now flushed, throws on the run, has a man. It's caught at the 40-yard line. 1st down, Eastern Michigan. Porter Rooks, the former North Carolina State Wolfpack, making himself available downfield.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Noah Kim there, extending the play. And there's a flag on the field. They're going to talk about it. But what he did was got good protection, kept his eyes downfield, and he threw his man open. That was a very impressive throw and catch.
Well, that play went for 18 yards. We'll see if it stands. Yeah, Rooks is quite a weapon. He was a top 200 recruit coming out of Myers Park High School in Charlotte. Had a very productive 4 years in Raleigh with NC State, but wanted to have a bigger role for his 5th year with Eastern Michigan.
Personal foul, block out of bounds by the defense. Number 4, 15 yards added to the end of the run, 1st down.
That is Jayon Jackson, which draws boos from the folks here in Mount Pleasant.
Take a look here and just see how he drops straight back. He goes through his progressions, and once the pocket collapsed, eyes downfield, arm downfield, he threw it to a spot. That's a great job there, and that's why he's leading this conference. As you see, Coach Pike there, Mike, it's a good call there. He was expecting man coverage.
Yeah, Mike Piatkowski, the OC, trying to put some points on the board. Kim gonna run for the sideline and chased out of bounds by the other number 1, Dakota Cochran, who is a real impact player as well. On the defensive side, he keeps that to a 4-yard gain.
A little misdirection there. See, Kim is deceptively fast, though. He's not like a burn, but he's athletic enough, shifty. So they trust him to run the football. And this has been a very efficient drive so far. And I like his decision making there to keep the ball.
Well, this is his third stop, 4 years at nearby Michigan State, then last year as a backup at Coastal Carolina. Kim now hands it off. Kwiatkowski with another tackle. This time Tavier Dunlap was the ball carrier. He picked up 4. You know, Kim, when he hit the portal the second time, Marcus, Terry Lockett, his primary receiver here at Eastern, was his teammate at Michigan State, and he immediately told Chris Creighton and his staff, we need this guy.
Oh, yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's been a great fit. You see, Eastern Michigan very efficient in the red zone there. They want to get more touchdowns and field goals, obviously, but this drive here is very important. I think they need a touchdown.
Out of the Wildcat on 3rd and 1, direct snap to Dunlap. And so the former Michigan Wolverine, who spent 4 years at Ann Arbor, able to gain the 2 yards necessary to move the chains.
Yeah, Wildcat is a thing. I mean, as you see, Central Michigan runs it. Eastern just got a first down with it. And coming into this game, offensively, Eastern Michigan's been feeling good about themselves. They have explosive plays. They've been running the ball well. They just need to be more efficient.
Noah Kim back behind center. Fakes the handoff, rolling left. And he throws the football away. A flag comes down at about the 15-yard line on the near side of the field.
Well, see, that was an RPO, Doug. And to explain that, the receivers are going to block. That ball was supposed to come out quick. So when that ball was thrown, there was blocking downfield going on because the ball didn't come out quick enough. Good defense there by Chip Watts.
Let's hear what our referee today, Marcel Kerr, has to say on that flag.
There is no foul for an ineligible receiver downfield because the quarterback is throwing the ball away. 2nd down.
Great explanation.
Yeah. But it really could have went either way, too. But see, because that's a run play. And the offensive linemen have a 2-yard window. So RPO is really a run play where either a quarterback's going to throw a quick screen on the perimeter or it's a real route where you sit down at 5 yards. Something quick has to happen, but those linemen were getting downfield.
So it just goes as an incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10 for Kim. He stands 6'2", just 185 pounds. Pass knocked away. Good coverage by Jayon Jackson. And so that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That's another example. See, RPO is a thing. So what Kim is looking at, he could have handed that ball off, but if he liked the matchup on the outside that time, he decided to throw the football, and that was just great coverage there by Jackson. I mean, getting inside leverage like that, swatting that ball. So Kim has a dual read. He can either really hand it off, or if he likes that quick throw, it's his decision.
The run pass option. Dunlap, the running back, alongside Kim. 3rd down and 10. This time he hands it off. Dunlap going to get inside the 10-yard line, but Jordan Kwiatkowski out of Adlai Stevenson High School in Michigan makes the tackle. We've got a flag after the play. It was a 6-yard gain. Well, Sean Cronin, the defensive coordinator for Central Michigan, talks about Kwiatkowski in glowing terms and why not. He's the guy who most wants to hit somebody, and you see it every play.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 50. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, 4th down.
So that's the left guard, Owen Snively, a grad student from Fremont, New Hampshire.
You'll see right there at the tail end, he came in there, led with his helmet, then he got a little shove right there. Actually, that play was over. I'm not sure why he would do that. A little jawing possibly going on. A little flop action, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kwiatkowski does not go down that easy unless he wants to. So Rudy Kessinger, the Columbus native, puts it up and through the uprights for a 42-yard field goal, and Eastern Michigan gets itself on the board.
It was a nice job. You see Chris Creighton talking to Snively there. He's trying to explain the situation. They could have had a fourth and manageable situation and thought about going for it, but the penalty backed them up. It would force them to go for the field goal try. But just have to understand and keep your poise. And you just can't be doing stuff like that after the play.
Yeah, it's funny, when we spoke this week to Chris Creighton, I asked him about Snively, who was recognized by PFF as college football's best guard week 4, and Coach Creighton kind of downplayed it, wasn't going to go for that. Understands it's a nice thing. The numbers look good, and he did perform well, but it was on to the next week. And so fortunately for Eastern Michigan, his 15-yard penalty doesn't cost them the opportunity to put points on the board.
That was a good drive for Eastern Michigan. I mean, when you watch it from start to finish, obviously they didn't get a touchdown, but at the same time, their offense got in rhythm. They made first downs. They hit a couple big plays, got some points out of the deal. Now they have to find a way to stop the run. I mean, because that's been something of an issue all season. You don't want this thing to run away too soon.
Nathan Diver's kick sails over the head of the dangerous return man Nari Biggins, and Central Michigan's offense will come out late in the first quarter, looking to build on its 14-3 lead. Well, Matt Drenkel is quite an interesting character, the head coach of the Chippewas. He is so thrilled to be back in this part of the country. He loved his 6 years at West Point as an assistant coach under Jeff Monken, helped them win a program record 12 games a year ago. But he's back in the upper Midwest, where he feels most comfortable in putting his imprint on this program.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy. I thought on our call, Doug, he had a lot to say. He was passionate. He loves his town, loves being back in this area.
Angel Flores on the design quarterback run, sniffed out immediately, and he is dropped by Andrew Marshall, the junior alpha, as they call him, one of the linebackers out of Bloom Carroll High School in Carroll, Ohio.
I think that's a win for Eastern Michigan on first down. I mean, they have been giving up, 5, 6 plus 7 yards, but when you force this offense to get into their bag on second and medium and third and long, then it just makes more sense for you defensively.
Flores going to keep it again, this time plus yardage. Picks his way across the 35-yard line. Good tackle coming up from his corner position by Joshua Scott, who is the leader of this secondary. But it's an 11-yard gain to move the change for CMU.
See Flores' numbers today. He's squeaking through there. They're blocking it, but he's also using vision, good footwork, and he slithered through there. Joshua Scott may have saved a touchdown.
Well, Scott's one of the fastest defenders for Eastern, actually was the fastest until the freshman Donmiel Rogers showed up over the summer. Tyrell Martin behind the line of scrimmage for the tackle. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. On this rivalry game, it's all Central early. 2 touchdowns to take the 14-0 lead. Matt Drenkel, in just his second game as the head coach here in Mount Pleasant, has his team off to a flying start, on top by 9 as we head to the second quarter. Matt Drinkle is quick to say, I'm lucky to be here, and I couldn't be doing this job without my time at West Point and without West Point head coach Jeff Monken. He's probably more lucky to be married to that woman. Kim, he was on the sideline beforehand. She is less than 3 weeks away from giving birth to their first child, a daughter who they have yet to name. He was soliciting us for name choices. Did you have anything for him, Marcus?
No, not yet, man. I tell you what, congratulations to their family, man, and they really love it here. I tell you, when I coached here too, it's just they just embrace you, coach, player, whole community.
Angel Flores down the sideline. That is why they have dual quarterbacks at Central Michigan. Jason Marshall finally tracked him down after a 40-yard run.
Well, when you watch, you got the big tight ends in there leading the way off the fake run, misdirection. Eastern Michigan lost the outside leverage. You got to keep that ball inside and in front, but they're really doing a good job of pulling tight ends and tackles from the backside to lead block.
Congratulations on the near sideline for the Northern Arizona transfer. Spent the last 3 years in Flagstaff. And now Joe Labus at quarterback. Hands it off. Trey Cornist runs it straight up the middle for a couple of yards. Well, Cornist, coming out of Winton Woods High School in Cincinnati, was a high 3-star recruit. He originally committed to Georgia Tech, over Tulane, Kentucky, and Purdue before changing his mind and heading to New Orleans. Played a couple of years, the last 2 years for the Green Wave, and now on for his next year with Central Michigan. 2nd and 8. Labus to the near side. In stride, Biggins makes the catch. It's a first down, Central Michigan. A 13-yard pitch and catch. Central Michigan continues to keep it easy.
See, Eastern Michigan's made a scheme change. They have 5 defensive linemen out there at times, and it's making it hard on the linebackers to stay with the running backs in the pass game because they're playing so much man-to-man.
Eastern Michigan.
But
their first charge timeout of the first half. This will be a 13-second timeout.
You have to make Central Michigan one-dimensional, and that's what they're trying to do by stopping
Game
the
clock
run.
operator, please reset the game clock.
With that personnel.
Marcel Kerr keeps interrupting you. I'm going to have to talk to him. We can't have that. We're on television here. Well, Central Michigan's offense has picked up where it left off last week against Wagner, and the home folks basked in sunshine today, are enjoying the show. And we haven't even talked about their leading receiver yet, Langston Lewis, number 20 in maroon. He's a 4th-year Chippewa who is flourishing under the new staff. Head coach Matt Drinkle says, quote, he's one of the best players in the entire MAC, our league's version of Marshall Falk. And so once 20 gets involved, they get even more diverse.
He does it all. I mean, he can play wide receiver, running back, tight end. He's just one of those unselfish, talented guys.
Flores at quarterback, Townsend at running back, trips to the top of the screen. Townsend, the lead blocker, as Flores is stood up at the 10-yard line. 3-yard pickup. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. The line to gain is the 3-yard line.
Central Michigan is committed to this running the quarterback, and it's really called the single wing when it's a true quarterback and he just takes off running. When it's a running back, it's called wildcat, but it makes it hard on the defense because normally a quarterback hands it off and he's out of the play.
Right.
But once he's in the play, then someone else from the back end has to get closer to the box.
And I can't help but think, but his last 6 years at Army, where they run the football so effectively, have impacted the way he calls games here. Nearly picked off in the end zone. Caleb Dobbs, wearing the number 0 for this afternoon's game, as the hard hat defender. He earned that by his play last week. Nearly had the interception.
Well, he played with good eye discipline here on that play, and that was a missed opportunity. I mean, turnovers, you know, Eastern got their first turnover last week. They really struggled in that department, and you just can't miss those opportunities. But it was a great read and a great break.
Yeah, he had his first career interception against Louisiana last week. Should have had number 2 right there. As DC says, he has the best hands on the defense, but then threw in kind of by default. 3rd down. Labus going to run. Takes a big hit at about the 5-yard line, and it looks like he's going to be shy of the line to gain. It's about a 7-yard gain. Mekhi Gilbert, who wore number 0 last week as the hard hat defender, with the tackle. And that number 0, it's given out if it's earned game by game, but not always earned. Nobody wore number 0 week 3 after getting beaten at home week 2 by LIU. Flores back in to go for it on 4th down. Flores keeps, protects the football, and that is going to be a 1st down. He has stopped at about the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Chippewas.
Yeah, that had a little Army little flavor written all over it. It's just that battle. It's called the battleship formation. 2 tight ends, 2 wing backs, running back lead blocking for the quarterback. They're just inviting you to a tough man contest, toe to toe, mano y mano, and made the toughest man win at the line of scrimmage. And right now, Eastern Michigan's getting a great push up front from those guys up on that offensive line.
Cornist is the running back, again out of the I formation with Labus under center. Cornist tripped up. Great tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Carter Evans, the senior end from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Watch him come off the edge there. I mean, this is a guy, he's probably one of the best defensive players overall. But the way he came off of that edge, they rely on him a lot to do a lot of different things, to play multiple positions versus different personnel packages. That was a huge tackle. Great play coming off the edge.
Yeah, the 5th-year Eagle has really developed into a key weapon. So 2nd down and goal. Flores with Cornist in the backfield. Flores to throw. Plenty of time. He's got a man, and it is a touchdown. Almost on cue, Langston Lewis proclaims himself a part of the ball game to make it 23 Central.
And that's what makes it so hard to defend. Flores is in there running the ball, and then now it's straight drop back pass, and he did a fine job staying in the pocket. That was a good route by Lewis on the back end. He gave a little outside in move to create some separation. That was a good throw, good catch, and a great play call in general.
And you notice the last time Labus took a snap, he ran the football. So again, as soon as you think Labus out there, he's going to throw, Flores out there, they're going to run. They switched it and find their 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Whistle stops before the snap as Cade Graham was lined up.
That young man is in there.
Eastern Michigan.
Celebrating his teammates.
Of the 1st half. This would be a 30-second timeout.
So they are going to review that touchdown to see if indeed Langston Lewis had possession and was in bounds, to see if they will uphold this call.
But watch him on the edge right there. He goes out and he goes back around inside. We'll see if he had possession. Oh, I see why they're taking a look at it from that angle. I mean, he was in bounds, but when he landed on the white strip, not sure if he had full possession there. Worthy enough, definitely enough there to take a look and review it. Slow it down for you. Is that right hand underneath the ball completely as he falls to the ground?
Well, again, since the call on the field was a touchdown, they're going to have to come up with indisputable video evidence to the contrary to overturn the touchdown call. Of course, Chris Creighton trying to encourage them to say, yeah, he didn't have it. And Coach Drinkle saying, no, I think he had it. It's good.
It's going to be interesting. When you start playing that kind of chess, Doug, cat and mouse, Labus runs, Flores pass.
Makes the defenders tentative, right?
Yeah, you start guessing.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get the announcement, but clearly with the point after unit on the field. The touchdown stands. Graham rips it between the goalposts to make it 21-3 Central over Eastern.
Media.
Been a long time since the Eagles have come to Mount Pleasant and picked up a road win. They are down 18 here in the first half to the Chips. Hall of Fame. 51 years ago, Central Michigan won the national championship at the Division II level. They recognize it on the field that year under Hall of Fame head coach Roy Kramer. And to further recognize it on the helmets, the front bumpers have the year 1974. I think that's pretty cool. How many schools, Marcus, at whatever level can say we were national champs?
Hey, a natty is a natty, man. I'll tell you what, they've done a fine job here with this program over the years. Romedy, Kramer, those guys. Brian Kelly, Butch Jones. Got Drinkle now trying to do his business.
And two of those guys you mentioned, Kramer and Romedy, have their names on the field here at Kelly Short Stadium, and the home team up 21-3, kicking off from left to right. Got a flag down on the reverse. Joey Mattard was the ball carrier as the flag came down. Javen Norman, better known as Bebe, the younger brother of Javian Norman, who is Jay Norm, caught the kick and then gave it to Mattard as the flag flew.
Eastern Michigan trying to get a little trickeration going on there just to get some type of juice and explosive.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 13, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's not going to help. Tylen Boykin called for the holding penalty on the return. He's been playing so well, a true freshman from Akron out of Bishop Hoban High School, but he pushes him back, and now it's going to be 90 yards staring at Noah Kim and this Eastern offense. How do they get the deuce? Number 2, Terry Lockett, their top receiver, involved here.
Well, you have to give Kim some time there, but I think he has to also establish the run and it'll play action over the top.
Give it to Dante McMillan, the 2,000-yard rusher, tackled at the 1. Looks like we've got an Eagle offensive lineman who is slow to get up.
Timeout for an injury to a player.
Appears to be Doji Dawe. The starting right tackle, senior from Mali, who NFL scouts are very intrigued by. But we will take a break as the medical staff of Eastern Michigan tends to the 6'9" senior right tackle for EMU. Well, moments ago, Doji Dawe was helped off the field, not wanting to put any weight onto his foot. And so the starting right tackle is out for now and replaced by Spencer Webb, number 74. See the big man up front. The starting center, Nicholas Gallegos, number 65, leads the way.
Interesting thing about this offensive line, I mean, they've struggled with movement, defensive line stunts, and they haven't had the same 5 guys start consistently.
Mac Indestad in the ball game, number 72. Noah Kim gets number 2 involved. Terry Lockett Jr. His 19th catch of the year, over 260 yards. They got to get him going.
Yeah, they have to. And that's one way, is to just make the pre-snap read, throw it to the boundary, the short side of the field. 65 yards a game, 4th in the conference coming in. But I think Central Michigan has been trying to kind of make somebody else beat them. That's why we haven't heard much from Lockett.
Well, again, they were roommates down in East Lansing during their years together at Michigan State. They should have a good connection, as they do. Dangerous pass, able to get there for Nick Devereaux, and that is a first down, an 8-yard pass play to move the chains.
There's a lot of different ways to pass the ball, and what you're seeing now at the Eastern is called quick game, meaning it's a grip and rip by the quarterback. As soon as you catch it, the man should be breaking out of his route. That slows down the pass rush, and you'll see Kim one step, let it go, grip and rip. So that's kind of an air raid concept where you get those quick throws, and it's substitution for the run game.
Kim flushed, gonna get what he can, chased out of bounds by Dakota Cochran, the redshirt senior linebacker. And Kim has a couple of words to say along that sideline after a short 2-yard gain.
Oh, Kim popping off, huh? Had a few. He didn't like that little shove in the back on his way out of bounds.
Can't blame him, right? Come on, man.
Well, that was a good decision there to not force the ball down the field and just try to make something out of nothing.
They give him 3, 2nd down and 7. Dante McMillan. They fake the handoff, instead go over the middle into tight coverage. Devereaux defended by Kalen Carroll. You know, Nick Devereaux was asked this week about why he has stayed so long at Eastern Michigan. He said there are 3 reasons. 1, it's nearby his hometown of Troy, Michigan. 2, his fiance, Sydney Junkins, is a junior on the Eastern Michigan rowing team. And 3, he said the coaches. I'm thinking, Nick, you got to reverse that. Fiance's got to be number 1. If she's listening to this, come on, man. Now, he popped the question over the summer down in Punta Gorda, and they will get married next summer. Kim on the run, got rid of the football behind the line of scrimmage, put it on the money, and Benson Prosper able to make the catch for a 16-yard gain.
If you just watch Noah Kim's poise, man, he's making good decisions with the football, which Chris Creighton's got to be proud of that. Watch how he just goes through his progressions. You'll see eyes downfield, not much of a pass rush. Now he gets out of there, lets it go, and that was a great pitch and catch.
The ruling
there
on the field is a completed pass. That play is under further review.
Elijah Gordon was the free safety in single coverage, but Prosper, who out of Hollywood, Florida, received a lot of big-time recruitment and has wound his way to Eastern Michigan. Did he make the catch here, Marcus?
That looks pretty clean to me. It looks like he got both arms underneath that ball. Kim threw it really low, too. He had to go downstairs to get that one. We'll see here. A little slow-mo action. Ooh, ooh. Oh, no, that ball's out. Look at that. What a great job by our crew, man, to get that zoomed in angle. That's why I don't have on a referee shirt right now, because that ball slipped through there, man. That was, see, from this angle it looks like a catch though.
But you would look good in stripes, I'm just saying. Now you're in the midst of what's been a terrific coaching career now at the high school level after your days playing in the secondary at the University of Michigan. Second team All-American.
Yeah, I got robbed.
Come on, man.
I know.
It's because Woodson stole all the shine.
He took all of it, man. Got the scraps.
Alongside former Oakland Raider Marcus Ray, I'm Doug Sherman. Glad you're with us for this rivalry game. All one-sided so far.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld as a completed pass.
Let me see your glasses, Doug.
We got a lot of glare on the monitors up here. It's a sunny day.
That call is upheld. That's good for Eastern Michigan there. Coach Drinkable, he doesn't like that one. He does not like that one.
Well, Eastern Michigan, I appreciated Chris Creighton's enthusiasm as always. They had another awful start last week against Louisiana, but they stayed the course. And when he was rehashing on our call on Wednesday, he got so fired up inside the Eastern Michigan offices, you and I were ready in our homes to go out and play some football. He was so proud of his guys as McMillan takes a big hit from Brendan Diaz-Fernandez. But before that, it's a 26-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, man. Watch Kim look to his left. That's a design play. It's called a dash play where you check the backside first. You don't like it, you sprint out to the field. Watch the individual effort. Man, that was a tough run.
McMillan back to work, finds the hole. Gives a little wiggle to pick up 5 more yards. It's a first down for Eastern Michigan. Maddox Blackwell, the tackle after a 14-yard gain. McMillan's helmet is off, so he comes to the sideline for one play.
Hey, that was a sweet run. Watch the vision and the cutting and the explosion. He gets that foot. Once he gets north and south right there, you see the burst. Saw the footwork, and he is delivering. He's bringing the punch to the party at the end of these runs.
And Dante is always smiling. One of Donnie and Shantice's 7 children out of Chief Sealth High School in Seattle. With him on the sideline, they go back to Dunlap. And he is stopped after a 2-yard pickup and pushed back by the front of Central Michigan. Off comes Dakota Cochran, who has been one of the real impact players as expected this year. 4.5 career sacks. He's big enough to play defensive line and allows his defense to be multiple. We said the same type of thing about Carter Evans on the other side for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, when you have those guys, you can put them on the edge in pass rush situations, interior, on run situations. So when you have those guys, you can mix it up front.
Kim under pressure, and he goes down. The first to finally bring him down, both Custis and Heldman, who are disruptive forces up front for Central.
Well, on the back end, I mean, when you look at those numbers right there, you get good guys up front that can pass rush. But when you have a secondary like Central Michigan had, that was a coverage kind of sack where he didn't have anywhere to go with the football. But what Kim did, he didn't force it, and he survived to get to third down. That was impressive.
3rd down and 8. Kim missed his target just a bit. Joshua Long able to get a couple of hands on it, but couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, that was a tight end delay where Long actually blocked first to give the illusion that he was in the pass protection, and he released. He was wide open. I think Kim put a little bit too much heat on that one because it was a short throw.
And so now Rudy Kessinger, who is 8 for 10 this year on field goals. He was the backup to the All-MAC place kicker Jesus Gomez last year. Zeus, now at Arizona State, kicked the game winner last week against Baylor. Is off to a fabulous start to his Sun Devils career. But his understudy, Kessinger, is pretty good himself. From 38 yards, his second field goal of the afternoon. 5:57 remaining until halftime. Chris Creighton's Eagles hanging around with the Chippewas. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. With Marcus Ray, I'm Doug Sherman here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan for this rivalry that dates back to the early 20th century. 1902 was the first time CMU and EMU met to play football, and there has never been a more glorious afternoon for football in this long rivalry. Central Michigan up 21-6. Eastern Michigan has really not been able to get on track offensively, but they have had 2 scoring drives to get a couple of field goals to stay within 15. Now they need their defense to make a stop here and get off the field. From just beyond the goal line, Biggins able to get out across the 15. They're going to mark his progress to the 18-yard line. And so the dual quarterback offense will come back out for Central as we've got a Chippewa player down at about the 18-yard line.
See there, Central Michigan averaging 8 yards.
For an injury to a player of the receiving team.
That's what really stood out to me, was that they 8 yards a pop. It's a lot of real estate every time you rush the ball on average.
It's number 49, but there are two 49s, so on special teams it's always tough unless you can get a better look at them to see who the injured player is. You know, we've talked about the two quarterbacks for Central Michigan. They really, as constituted, are a 3-quarterback team. And that looks like Keyshawn Hayden being helped off the field. Young man from East St. Louis High School. Nope, I got that one wrong. Picked the wrong 49. Jason Philpott Dixon. But normally Jaden Glasser is the second quarterback and Flores is kind of 2A. But Glasser is out this week with an injury suffered at Pitt. He's got the best arm, the highest upside for head coach Matt Drinkle. But Labus and Flores have been just about as good as you could hope for without him.
I tell you what, man, when you got a quarterback room like that, you can mix and match and really execute what they do well. Then it just makes your offense that much more dynamic.
This is Labus, the starting quarterback today, redshirt senior from Brecksville, Ohio. Keep it on the ground to start the drive. Straight up the middle, Brock Townsend.
See, this is one of the reasons they love Langston Lewis. Watch 20 going in motion, come back and block the edge, block a defensive end, outside linebacker to open up that run lane, and that's the unselfishness and the dirty work. A young man like that, one of the best players in the conference, blocking for his teammates after he scores a touchdown.
And, you know, he was academically ineligible until the new staff provided some needed structure. And now Matt Drinkle says once the game starts, he's basically Einstein. He certainly has a high football IQ. Townsend stopped for a gain of 1. And now Angel Flores will come back out and replace Labus.
When I was on the field in pregame, Doug, and spoke with Coach Drinkle, he said Jaden Glasser, once he gets healthy, is going to be one of the most dynamic runners and throwers you've seen in college football. That's high praise.
It sure is. Flores takes the snap, stumbles forward to about the 31-yard line. And again, Glasser is out of Venice Senior High School in Tampa. He's going to have surgery next week, out for the season. But he's 6'2", 230, kind of out of central casting for quarterbacks.
Central Michigan is in no rush. And now you've entered the 4-minute drive situation. Some people call the last 4 of the second, the first 4 of the third, the grade 8. A lot of things happen. Ball games are determined in the last 4 and first 4.
Labus pump fakes once, twice. Now finds Lewis. Makes a man miss. Gets drilled on his way out of bounds. And that stops the clock with 3:40 remaining. Barry Manning coming up from his alpha position.
That's a big stand right there for Eastern Michigan to get a 3-and-out right there. And that was key, crucial third down defense because Lewis almost got that first down. He probably thought he had it too as he went out of bounds.
Juan Solis, the punt returner for Eastern Michigan, at his own 20-yard line. Declan Dooley, who's got a big leg, kicks a beauty, handled at the 15-yard line. A fair catch by Solis. And so Eastern Michigan has plenty of time on the clock before halftime to put some more points up there.
Yeah, and when you have a high-powered offense, a good passing game, Noah Kim playing relatively well so far. I mean, you have an opportunity here to go down there and try to get more than a field goal, really cut into this lead.
Well, Kim is 8 of 13 passing for 89 yards so far. He has protected the football. They have had 2 drives that have led to field goals. Otherwise, Central Michigan's defense has kept what you said, a high-powered offense, in check. Kim to pass on first down. Chased down from behind and sacked. It's a loss of 3 or 4 on the play as Michael Heldman got home for his 4th sack of the season.
Yeah, that doesn't help cause offensively, but watch the big fella, 97. Beat his man around him, came from the right side of your screen. 4-man rush, nothing fancy. Eastern Michigan's got to do a better job pass pro there. Now you're in 2nd and 2 sticks. You get behind the sticks. Defense pins their hair back, trying to get sacks. Defensive backs looking for interception.
Yeah, Heldman's consistent ability to beat his man and be disruptive has him on the radar of NFL scouts. Now he's in pursuit. Kim throws from his own end zone and throws it away.
That's good coverage downfield there. I mean, see, Eastern Michigan's offense, close to 400 yards a game, 6 yards a play. They're putting points on the board, so their Achilles heel has been defense. So they can get into a track meet with anybody, but Central Michigan's done a fine job of bottling them up and not giving up touchdowns in the red zone and keeping them in long yardage on this drive.
The line to gain is the 25. Kim to the near sideline, caught at about the 25-yard line. It's going to be close. Porter Rooks with the catch, and it is an Eastern Michigan first down.
That's called a sail route. When an inside receiver runs that deep 10-yard to 12-yard out, one-on-one with a safety. I used to play that position. It's hard to cover those slot receivers 8 yards off.
We have reached the 2-minute timeout as Chris Creighton's Eagles try to put some more points on the board before the break. There's the first-year head coach, or defensive coordinator, excuse me, for Central Michigan, Sean Cronin, a Detroit native who spent 3 years with Matt Drinkle as the D-line coach, helping Army set a program record last fall with its 12 wins. They wound up number 24 in the country in the final CFP rankings, and they have brought some of that here to Mount Pleasant. Eastern Michigan with the football down 21-6 with Marcus Ray. I'm Doug Sherman. The Eagles scored a field goal on their last possession. Now out to the 29-yard line. A 4-yard gain. Corver Dema, who has been playing very well defensively. Sophomore linebacker from Gretna, Nebraska, with the tackle.
That was a nice idea to run the ball on first down instead of long yardage from that last one with the sack.
Now McMillan stays in to protect on the pass over the middle. Attempting a one-handed grab was Terry Lockett Jr., but unable to haul it in. Bryce Rowe, the redshirt freshman quarterback, the highest-rated recruit in the 2024 recruiting class for CMU, was right there to make the play.
Yeah, that was great coverage there. He was in phase, meaning he was hip to hip, stride for stride. Kim had to put the ball a little bit further out in front because of that tight coverage. Punched the ball out too as he tried to. I like that little celebration there, man. They keep doing those winged fingers or speared hands or something. I like that.
On third down, Kim tucks it, trying to pick his way through the defenders and can't do it. There to stalk him the entire way was Leviah Brown, the redshirt senior from Honolulu. Said nothing doing, and he drops him at the 29-yard line.
Oh, that was a big tackle there because Kim was trying to get out of there. This is a quarterback spy. That's what he's doing right there.
Number 28 for Eastern Michigan.
Brown there,
sit one play.
mirroring every step by Noah Kim. He had nowhere to go with the ball downfield with the spy. That was a good call on defense.
Yeah, he's been a real big part of this program. A fifth-year Chippewa, fourth-year contributor, first year as a full-time starter. This is his 39th career game, and he did his job on that play extremely well.
He really did, because third down, like when you start playing man coverage, oh, look at Kim. Kim's trying to get his guys going, but he did try to make a play there. They just had a guy assigned to him, preventing him from scrambling.
And so now Central will get the football back with plenty of time to maybe put some points on the board themselves. 21-6 our score, 1:24 remaining second quarter. Tomasek, two-time first-team All-MAC punter. Grabbed on the run by Caleb Spann. He reverses field. Has some room along the sideline, sheds one tackler, and finally goes down. It's an awful lot of effort to get out to the 44-yard line. Marco Paterno finally able to wrestle him to the turf, but this is tremendous position for Central Michigan with all sorts of time on the clock.
Yeah, they got 2 timeouts. Tried to make something happen there. You're on a 39-yard line. A minute and 10 is an eternity. They've been able to run the football well. Now we'll see what they look like in their 2-minute situation to see if they can get down around that 30-yard line or even further.
Labus, the starting quarterback, former Iowa Hawkeye, throwing on first down. Biggins out of the backfield, stops the clock. Out at the 44-yard line. Good pickup on first down.
Short, safe, and efficient. Good pickup, stops the clock. I don't think Central Michigan is going to abandon the run game completely, but once they get across that 40, they're going to take a shot if they can. But I think right now they're going to work the sideline, but they're definitely not going to stop running the football.
Labus continues to show his ability. Again, time to throw. Again, he finds Lewis over the middle, who takes a big pop. An Eagles sandwich at midfield. His forward progress gives them a first down. So the clock stops to move the chains inside a minute as the clock is running. 6 yards on the pickup. The chips are moving. Lewis again, near sideline. Allows the first defender to fly by. Then he stepped out of bounds at the 38-yard line. It's another first down. Lewis involved here late in the second quarter.
Juan Salas, 4, missed that tackle. See, this is something you script on Tuesday or Wednesday. You go through your 2-minute situation. When you see stacked receivers there, that's a pre-snap read. Just a quick screen, smoke pass outside. and you're banking on Lewis making a man miss, and that's exactly what he did. And that's why teams like to run that play.
Labus again to Lewis, kind of his security blanket here inside the 35-yard line. Redshirt junior from Savannah, Georgia, tackled by Bryce Llewellyn. Labus is now a perfect 10 for 10 throwing the football today. This time he hands off to Nari Biggins. He's going to wind up about a yard shy of the line to gain, and we've got a timeout called by Central Michigan, leaving the Chips with 1 in the half.
This is exactly what I said was going to happen, didn't it, Doug?
Yep.
Across the 40, they're going to run the football, trying to get closer to the 30, because that's about the kick line there for Cade Graham. You start getting into the 30, the 34. Now they have an opportunity to talk about it. What's the play calling going to be if you get the first down? If you don't, kick it. How are you going to manage that last timeout? So good clock management so far right here by Central Michigan.
Well, Matt Trinkle, the first-year head coach at Central Michigan, was on staff at Army the last 6 years as he worked his way up through the coaching ranks. Head coach at the lower levels, and now getting the opportunity to get back to the Division I level as a position coach at Army, and now his first-year head coach at the Division I level. And so far so good. They are 2-2 on the season. Again, the soon-to-be father for the first time. His wife Kim is due in less than 3 weeks. He sends Flores back out at quarterback. He's got a first down inside the 25-yard line.
The clock will stop temporarily to set the change. You see Central Michigan probably getting ready to spike the ball, stop the clock.
And that is indeed what Flores does. Little extra shoving. And so now, Nostradamus, what do you see on 2nd and 10?
Well, I see another, probably some type of quick pass to the sideline. They still have a timeout. They really want to try to keep the ball centered. But I do see 2 passes coming here on 2nd and 3rd down. But if it's incomplete on 2nd down, they'll run it just to milk the clock, and then they'll try to line it up for a straight line.
Labus puts a little air under it. Unable to get there, though, is Tyson Davis. He could have dropped it in the bucket. They could have had 6.
Yeah, they were expecting man coverage, exactly what Eastern Michigan did. Davis ran that out and up route. 5-yard out, you turn it up. Hoping to get some grass. Some people call it a slot fade, but they wanted to get the slot receiver Davis there in space in that one-on-one matchup.
So now 3rd down and 10, 12 seconds on the clock in the half. Labus dumps it off to Biggins. He steps out of bounds inside the 20-yard line with 7 seconds to go in the half.
Central Michigan's going to opt to kick that field goal. Very efficient drive there in a 2-minute situation. See Cade Graham's numbers.
Yeah, what a neat story is. After 3 years of studying health and phys ed, as just a regular student here at Central Michigan, last year decided to walk onto the football team, and now he is their starting place kicker, and a very good one, about to attempt a 36-yard field goal. Out of the hold of Declan Dooley, who gets it down. The kick is up, and it is no good. Central Michigan misses an opportunity to put points on the board with 4 seconds to go in the half.
Looked like Cade rushed that one a little bit. I was watching his steps. They just didn't look as clean. He hooked that one.
Just his 2nd miss of the season. His only other miss before this one was from 51 yards.
Well, that's a win for Eastern Michigan to get a stop there. But just watch his footwork here. His first 2 steps, I didn't think he got all of what he wanted out of it. The little false step there with the left foot. It just looked like the timing of it was a little off. He just hooked it to the left.
Yeah, he didn't play high school football. He was a soccer player who, again, was not a football player here at Central Michigan until last year. Eastern Michigan content to just run the football and head into the halftime locker room. Well, Central Michigan in the first 5 minutes were on the board. 5 minutes later, up 14-0. And while Eastern has been more competitive throughout the second quarter, the Chippewas in very good shape heading to the locker room.
Yeah, I really think Central Michigan was more physical up front. They wanted to come in, dominate the line of scrimmage. They did that. They hit some explosives. They ran the football well. They wanted pass efficiency in the throw game. And Eastern Michigan, you know, they didn't tackle well. I think the game plan to stop the quarterback run needs to be revisited. And then they got blocked pretty good by Central. But then Eastern still found a way to move the football and keep this game relatively close.
Yeah, 172 yards rushing for Central in that first half. It's going to win you some football games.
Yeah, and 8 yards a pop.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break as we've reached halftime. And we will come back with our halftime show at Kramer Duramedy Field here in Mount Pleasant in this rivalry game. The home team on top, 21-6 at the intermission. Welcome back to Kelly Short Stadium. We're at halftime, and here's a look at the preseason poll in the Mid-American Conference. Toledo, no surprise, was the prohibitive favorite coming in. The Rockets lost their first game, so they've got some ground to make up. Meanwhile, Eastern and Central down a ways in the pack with the opportunity to overrun expectations. Marcus, what are you thinking about what you see from the preseason a month ago?
Well, I think now that we're in week 5, 4 or 5 games into it, this thing is still wide open. Obviously, Western got the big win over Toledo. I think whoever wins on the road and wins close games in these conference matchups, that's who's going to determine the postseason poll.
We are in the midst of conference play now. Let's take a look at next week. Both these teams will be in action. Central will be at Akron, 2:30 Eastern time. You can see that game here on ESPN+. Meanwhile, the Eagles will be in Western New York at the same time to take on the Bulls. Is there one or maybe 2 games there, Marcus, that really catch your attention right now?
Well, I think it's the Miami at Northern Illinois. That's going to be a hard one. Northern plays tough at home. I'll actually be at that Eastern at Buffalo, so I'm going to keep a close eye on this one as we get to that one. But like I said, Central at Akron, Kent State, they got some tough sledding going down there. Boomer Sooner.
No doubt about that. We'll be back with more of our halftime show from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Central versus Eastern on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Back on a glorious fall afternoon here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Central with a 21-6 lead at the half over Eastern. With Marcus Ray, I'm Doug Sherman. One other game in the Mid-American Conference already underway. They are in the fourth quarter in Athens, Ohio. The Bobcats with a 28-13 lead over Bowling Green. Parker Navarro, the quarterback for Ohio, nearly 200 yards passing, couple of touchdown scores as Ohio looks to go to 3-2. What else on that schedule for the rest of the day, Marcus, has you saying,
Well, I'll tell you what, man, Western Michigan, can they get back up after the big win after Toledo? Rhode Island's coming to town, so we'll see if Lance Taylor can get that going. And San Diego State, Northern Illinois, non-conference opponent. Should be a good one there, so that's what I'm looking at.
Is Toledo still the team to beat in the league in spite of suffering a loss last week?
I think it's Ohio right now.
Okay.
I think Ohio has the most, the signature win, and they're playing good football. They had a good showing against Ohio State for about a half, 3 quarters. And tell you what, man, those guys are rolling. It's going to come down to who wins on the road, who stays healthy.
And I'm intrigued by Northern Illinois hosting San Diego State. Of course, this is the last year for the Huskies in the Mid-American Conference before they align themselves with teams out west. I'm sure they would love to pick up a win and let the Aztecs know, here we come. Northern Illinois from DeKalb. So that's the out-of-town MAC scoreboard for this week 5 of the regular season, as the non-conference games pretty much are going to be done after this week in the MAC. We've got a good one here between longtime rivals Eastern and Central. The Chips up by 15. Back at halftime here at Central Michigan University, it is Hall of Fame weekend, and in the Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2025, as they were recognized earlier in the half, it included former football player Titus Davis, who holds the school records for both career receiving yards and touchdowns. Unfortunately, Titus, after a short illness, died nearly 5 years ago. He had a couple of siblings on hand for today's celebration of his life and the rest of the Hall of Famers. Back after this. Back at Kelly Shorts Stadium as you are watching the MAC on ESPN. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter with Marcus Ray. I'm Doug Sherman. And in that first half, the Chips came out throwing punches. You know, their two-headed quarterback of Joe Labus and Angel Flores, Marcus, came into the game completing 70% of their passes together. So far, they're completing 80% of their passes today.
Yeah, and they have a lot of balance. And I just, you can look at the numbers and see the rushing yards averaging 8 yards a carry, 7 yards a play, dominating in time of possession. But that quarterback play pass efficiency is at a premium here. We'll take a look at some of the key plays.
Yeah, no interceptions. They've not been sacked. The O-line's been tremendous to open up some of these key plays.
Yeah, they started off the game with a bang across the middle.
Tommy McIntosh,
getting
yeah.
out of there, man. I mean, he's been playing lights out all year. And then they, come right back, finding matchups that they like. Running back position. Townsend beating linebacker. Again, this here though has been the Achilles heel. Just the run game in general. 5 20-plus yard run plays. 20-plus plays, period, in the first half. And just look at the blocking scheme and the vision. Biggins getting out of town with that one, almost untouched, knocking it out the park. And then just the ability to throw and run there. Just watch how Flores turns that corner there. You can't give up chunk plays and expect to have success. And that right there is another example of trying to get the ball out to running back versus linebacker. Watch how he goes through his progression, back of the end zone, finding his main man, Langston Lewis.
So that's your backup quarterback who has a touchdown pass and also leads you with 84 rushing yards. They're multiple. They've got multiple guys who can run it and pass it at quarterback, and they've got weapons all over the field. They have had great balance, and through 4 weeks of the regular season coming into this one, Coach Drenkel was very happy about the fact that, yeah, they're 2-2 heading into league play, but they have used everybody on their roster, on the active roster. They've pretty much stayed healthy, and through those 4 games, they have added a lot of depth and feels good about where this program and this team is going forward.
Yeah, he looked at the whole experience as a positive, and he was honest and said, hey, San Jose State evenly matched and won that one with a field goal. Michigan and Pitt, maybe a little outmatched. They wanted to get out of that game, but they also wanted to play everybody. Once you play everybody, it makes them feel a part of it, too, whether you're winning or losing. But now when you get in the conference play, you have an identity. And what he said his identity right now, this team, hard-nosed, fundamentally sound. They don't make pre-snap mistakes. They're going to be tough, smart, and resilient. And that's what they were in the first half.
Sounds kind of like a military academy. Sounds kind of like Midwest roots, right?
It's
what he has combined, the former Army assistant and the native of Iowa. Just feels like he's a perfect fit, and so far that has been the case here at Central. Javen Norman with the kick return out across the 30-yard line, and Eastern Michigan still trying to get into the end zone. Will take over after a 31-yard return by the redshirt freshman from Springfield, Ohio. What have you seen out of the Eastern Michigan offense so far as we start the third quarter?
Well, you can look at the numbers right there and see that they're capable. I mean, I think they have to get going in the run game with McMillan a little bit to slow down some of the Central Michigan time of possession. But they have weapons, man, and Noah Kim's making good decisions. So they just haven't found a clean rhythm, and they didn't get touchdowns in the red zone.
It's Tylen Boykin, the true freshman from Akron, injured on that kick return. He's been getting more reps, not just on special teams, but also in the defensive secondary on that last sequence. Got his foot rolled up on. Watch number 30.
Right there. Leg got caught. Right there. Got rolled up on there.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen every play. The way you guys fly around, bodies are everywhere and every different, especially on a kick return.
Well, that's why part of the reason the NFL, they changed their kickoff rule. It's just because the collision with that much speed and distance in between bodies. So you saw that there, just getting caught up in the wash, and unfortunate.
Well, hopefully he's okay. Here is Noah Kim, one of the captains for Eastern Michigan, who won a 2017 Virginia State High School championship in football. Then he suffered a broken femur the following year in the state semis, and that kind of threw off his varsity career as well as the pandemic. Found his way to Michigan State, where he spent 4 years. First 2 years never played for the Spartans. Backed up Peyton Thorne in 2022. Then started the first 5 games of 2023, including against Central Michigan. Threw for 292 yards against Richmond, 3 touchdowns against the Spiders, had 15 consecutive completed passes. He's a young man who's got a lot on his resume. The delay is for a potential targeting call. But Noah Kim, coming out of Westfield High School, Centerville, Virginia, going to try and get Eastern Michigan going. Let's see if we can see any targeting here, or anything that looks like it. Number 1 is who they're looking at, apparently. There you saw him coming flying in. That is Dakota Cochran, their excellent outside linebacker.
That's going to be an interesting call, though. Either way, Cochran's a taller guy. He's 6'2". And when you have to lower yourself, you're still almost the same height as the person running. Talking about Norman, who had a great return there. He's 5'7". So watch when Cochran flattens his back. See where his helmet placement is. Coming into your screen now.
Well, the replay officials up here in the booth are looking for the three components. One, is it a defensive player? Two, is there an indicator, an upward thrust leading with the head, crown of the helmet? And is there forcible contact to the head or neck?
After review, there is no foul for targeting. First down.
So Cochran stays in there on defense, as now Noah Kim tries to put together a scoring drive for Eastern Michigan. First play from scrimmage here in the second half. Kim fakes the handoff, finds his tight end on the screen, and he's got a lot of yards after the catch. Joshua Long out of Loyola High School in Los Angeles, able to pick up 19 yards.
Yeah, that's either a give there. Kim reads it. They have the numbers on the perimeter, and the big fella, Josh Long, getting out in space. That's a good blocks from his teammates, too.
Kim has really fit in nicely here with the handoff carry to the 44-yard line. Jonathan Decker, the tackle, after the 6-yard pickup for McMillan. The Weber State transfer stands in there on 2nd down and 4. Movement on the line. Cade Custis up front for Central may have moved first. Everett Small on the offensive line immediately started pointing at him. Let's see.
False start. Offense. Number 50. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So it was Snively, the left guard, who moved early, picking up his second penalty of the afternoon.
Well, that time Eastern Michigan went tempo, trying to go fast to get lined up. And they thought Central wasn't going to be ready and jump off sides, but it basically backfired. It was 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. And they had plenty of time on the play clock to call another play.
Two running backs flanking Kim, give to McMillan. After the spin, gets leveled as he tried to follow the block of Tavier Dunlap. But the strong safety, Caleb Spann, was there to bring him down after just 2 yards. 3rd down and 7.
Caleb Spann, man, he's a good-looking kid. He out of John Curtis High School. That's a powerhouse down there in New Orleans. Played with a guy, Chris Howard, just one of many great players come out of that program.
Yeah, Caleb is a second-generation college player. His dad, Corey, played at Southern University down in Baton Rouge. Dunlap stopped at the 44-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down.
I think that was a call. If they're going to go for it on 4th down, I mean, Chris Creighton's in a situation where, you know, they want to talk about it, but midfield, down 2 scores, defense kind of reeling in the run game.
Timeout for an injury to a player on the defense.
We have an injured Chippewa at the 40-yard line. Jayon Jackson has been ID'd as the injured player, number 4. High school teammate of Bears rookie wide receiver Luther Burden III back at East St. Louis High School in Illinois. Of course, Burden, a second-round pick. Good to see him back up on his feet. Watch for number 4 in maroon.
Yeah, he came in kind of tried to side swipe. Body position really wasn't in no type of form to make that tackle to begin with. Glad he's okay.
And with that stoppage, it gives Chris Creighton more opportunity to mull over what he wants to do here on 4th down. They're going to go for it, at least give that look. The line to gain is the 40-yard line of Central. Prosper motions.
And that motion tells Kim now that Central Michigan's in man-to-man.
So Kim changes the play with 25 on the play clock. The snap comes to Kim. Gets rid of the football. Some contact, and there is going to be a penalty. Elijah Ricard, the free safety, giving up a lot of size in that matchup, called for the infraction.
Yeah, that's a good call there. See, once he recognized man-to-man, then you look to the sideline. Coordinator changes the play, Piakowski, to get the matchup he likes.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
I know, right?
You'll see he actually had a jersey tug on long before that. He got the left arm wrapped around, jersey tug. I thought Ricard was in ideal position to possibly get a pass breakup. I mean, he wasn't trailing by much. Obviously, he was giving up some size.
Kim to Biggins. Gets past the first man, now shoved out of bounds by Cochran. That's a 10-yard pickup.
I like the two-man combination of Dunlap and McMillan. I mean, those guys are thick. They have good short area quickness, explosiveness. Eastern Michigan, this is a good drive here. Chris Creighton, man, being able to get that 4th down penalty and move the chains coming out of the half. You see the difference in the game plan, and they made a few adjustments, and I'll tell you what they are in a second.
Yeah, and back in the red zone, trying to find the end zone for the first time. Have just a pair of field goals, trailing 21-6 here in the 3rd quarter. Kim is going to be wrapped up. Dropped at the 21-yard line as the pocket collapsed. Cade Custis, the redshirt junior defensive end from Rockford, Michigan, able to get his hands on him.
If you're going to send 4 receivers out in the spread, your offensive line is going to have to do a better job of pass protection because he has less blockers. When you put a tight end in the mix, he can help you out for a second. That was good coverage by Central Michigan.
McMillan tripped up at the 15-yard line. Inbounds. Clock continues to run after a 7-yard pass play to bring up a more manageable.
Michigan must sit one play because his helmet came off without a foul.
Time is stopped because a helmet came off. So they put 5 seconds back on the clock. Third down and about 5. Lockett and Long, the receivers, to the left. Devereaux and Prosper to the right. The running back is Dunlap. Kim pulls. Going to try to get there himself. He does. Into the end zone. Lost the football as he crossed the goal line. And it is called a touchdown for Eastern Michigan. He was able to cover his own fumble. And so Chris Creighton's team, with a 14-yard run, gets its first touchdown of the afternoon.
Let me tell you something. They kept that one in their back pocket. Watch the read by Kim. And really, Dunlap looked like if he would have got the ball, had a crease there too. They blocked that extremely well. But that read option he just ran, that was excellent. And you could tell down in that area they were saving that one.
Was he reading the linebacker Fernando Sanchez, number 14?
Coming off the edge.
Yeah. Kessinger's first PAT is good. We've got ourselves a ball game. Central Michigan allows Eastern Michigan to drive right down the football field to begin this third quarter. And the Eagles are within 8. (21-13) Central leads Eastern early third quarter, and Noah Kim navigated a touchdown scoring drive to start this third quarter.
I thought that was huge to come out there, man, and I like how they mixed in short pass, RPO, read option. They were able to run the football, got a couple of penalties to go their way. And I'll tell you what, man, they look like a very sharp operation there. As you see the efficiency, 9 plays, 55 yards. And I think they caught Central Michigan a little bit off balance with some of those calls, and they're right back in it.
Well, Eastern opened its season with 3 straight losses at Texas State, 52-27. Then the one that hurt the most at home to LIU, 28-23, and then at Kentucky last week, 2 weeks ago, 48-23. Last week they started off poorly against the Ragin' Cajuns, but managed to come back and win 34-31, and now starting conference play for their 50th year in the MAC. Eastern Michigan actually joined the league in 1973, but didn't start playing football in the MAC until 1976, so this is year 50. There you see some of the numbers for Central Michigan as the offense comes back out. A lot of weapons for Joe Labus and Angel Flores. First time we see the offense here in the third quarter, with Labus to start, number 2 at quarterback. He is under center. Labus under duress. Probably a good thing Rusty Van Wetzige IV didn't make that catch, because it would have been for a loss.
Yeah, that's called a power pass, where it looks like they're going to run the ball with the backside guard pulling, fake the handoff, get the quarterback on the perimeter. That was well defended by Eastern Michigan. And Central Michigan shouldn't have any. I mean, I wouldn't get out of what they were doing in that first half. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Flores, Labus's arm.
And now Flores back in, and again they combined to complete 80% of their passes in the first half. Flores runs it for a short gain. He is their leading rusher here this afternoon. And now Flores back out. Labus will return after the 3-yard gain.
Central Michigan here, I think this is an interesting drive. I mean, might want to try to put something together with this first down. You don't want Eastern Michigan to get too much momentum. Or
have we seen either side take a shot down the field too much today?
Once or twice.
Yeah. Not that you need to here. The line to gain is the 35-yard line. Labus over the middle to Lewis. He's hit short of the line to gain. Nice job defensively by Eastern. Jason Marshall, the free safety, in on the stop.
I'll tell you what, Eastern did a fine job taking away the deep throws. So Labus had to check down across the middle. But watch how Eastern Michigan runs and hit. Wow, that's a big tackle right there, right before the sticks. Jason Marshall. That was a big-time tackle there.
And so now on 4th and short, Central gives the appearance with Flores of going for it. He's going to follow the lead block of Townsend, finds a crease, and gets the first down. Big chance for Central Michigan in a big conversion here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they packed everybody in the box again in that battleship formation. Got motion over there and a good push. Yeah, I didn't think they would punt that ball, especially Coach Drinko and his Army roots. He wants to get in that phone booth and go toe-to-toe and just have a tough man contest. If they eat with all his energy, he feels if they can't get a yard, then what are we doing?
And Brady Plocha, Ryan Bloom, Dason Smith, some of the big guys up front have done a marvelous job. There's Townsend on the carry for 4. But the O-linemen never get enough attention. Matthew Neff, Martin Coivisto, Jacob Russell, the starting left tackle. They have been able to keep the offense on time and keep their quarterback upright.
They don't have a senior on in that front 5 either starting in this ball game. And they've done a fine job so far, even in the pass game with pass protection.
Lapis calls Lewis in motion. Handed off Townsend. He's met immediately. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Carter Evans beat his man. And the 5th-year Eagle able to make the tackle. They give him 2 yards on the gain. The Evans name well known in Ypsilanti. His older brother, he is one of the all-time greats. Sampson played running back first at Iowa, then at Eastern Michigan. He's the all-time program touchdown leader.
Yeah, he was a good running back. Chris Creighton would give him that ball. Wildcat down inside that 5-yard line. He was getting all the rush touchdowns.
And he got a look last year by the Miami Dolphins in a rookie minicamp. Sampson apparently still in shape, still hoping to get another shot. Flores didn't fool anybody. He pulled it, and Marco Paterno was all over him.
What a stop by Eastern Michigan. That's a little read option, too, and they sent some heat there, and the blocking scheme got a little confused and out of sync. That's what penetration does, though, get in that backfield. What a stop for Eastern Michigan. A defense who gave up 5 plays of 20-plus yards in that first half. And Ben Needham, their defensive coordinator, he has 2 things he wants to do: stop the run and not give up any big plays. And that's what they did so far.
And so on 4th and 5, the punt team is out. Declan Dooley puts his left foot into it, and it's short and headed to the far sideline. Let's see where they mark it. Of course, Eastern's saying it's up near midfield along their sideline. But the Dooley shank, either way, is going to give the Eagles great field position. We've got a flag down. So they have marked it at the 40. That's where they say the punt went out of bounds, as the officials confer.
During the kick, personal foul, blocking out of bounds, receiving team, number 24. 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick, first down. Timeout, media.
We'll take a break for the media timeout. Eastern Michigan down just 1 score, has the football back. In this day of transfer portal, Eastern Michigan is in the midst of roster overhaul just like everybody else. 50 new players this season. They have had 18 first-time starters through week 4. And while they have taken some lumps because of that, Coach Creighton hoping it pays off going forward.
Yeah, and he talked about changing some old ways of things, ways they were doing things as far as implementing players into their Eastern Michigan culture. And that's been, he's had some guys fill in right away, getting voted captain and buying into Eastern Michigan football.
Noah Kim checks it down on the swing pass, finds Tavier Dunlap. And after going the entire first half without a touchdown, Eastern looking for its second trip to the end zone here in the third quarter. That tackle by Dakota Cochran after a 5-yard pickup out of the backfield by Dunlap.
Eastern Michigan trying to go a little faster offensively too, and I like how they're mixing things up, run and pass.
Down the sideline, Devereaux unable to break free of Kalen Carroll, and that brings up third down. Well, Devereaux, apparently both game and practice, the GPS says he puts on more mileage than anybody else. The fastest on the offense, can now run every element, the entire route tree, and is the deep threat. Unable, though, to get open in that time. On 3rd and 5, Kim. Pass was knocked away by Brendan Diaz-Fernandez, the grad transfer from Iowa.
That actually was a good call on the slant route. They were playing 2 high safeties, everyone else underneath and man-to-man. That was a great pass breakup, and then you got the lockdown signal coming.
Did you have a lockdown signal?
Man, those were penalties 30 years ago, Doug.
How many INTs did you have in Michigan? 9 or 10?
Yeah, I had 10.
10.
And I dropped 15. Imagine that.
A low punt. And terrific coverage down the field. Nick Devereaux, as he has been the last couple of years, continues to be a maven on kick and punt coverage for Eastern Michigan. Here's a look at the rushing attack. Backup quarterback Angel Flores leads the way, but Nari Biggins has been the chief runner alongside him from the running back position.
Yeah, that quarterback run game, it was just a sight to see in that first half, man. The way he executed that, and I don't be surprised if they get back to it.
Marco Paterno able to get right after Flores for a loss of 1. There's Ben Needham. Beef. They call him Beef.
Being great guy too, man. I mean, he openly just said, hey, Eastern wasn't tackling well, not getting turnovers. They need to handle motion better. Saw Central Michigan running that. They had some poor eye discipline, but he got his guys settled down so far in the second half after that performance in the first half statistically, but they were able to keep the score where it is so that they can have a fighting chance.
Labus finds Langston Lewis, who gets out of bounds at about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line.
You'll see here, this is called a mesh concept where you get wide receivers coming underneath and crossing the rub routes. Watch the pick in the middle of the field. You guys running into each other, and then it just frees up.
8-yard gain. Lewis continues to put up numbers for Central Michigan.
It's tough, though, to play man-to-man on those crossing routes because you have to chase the man, and then when you have someone coming right at you like Langston Lewis wiggling through there and finding some open grass.
7 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. Up the middle, Brock Townsend. That'll bring up 4th down and short.
The defense must sit one play because his helmet came off without a foul.
So Quincy Bias
please reset the game
lost his helmet
4 minutes and 7
and will
seconds.
have to come out for 1 play. And so now at 4th and maybe 1.5 yards. This time Matt Drinkle doesn't go for it at about the same place they were last drive when they went for it and got it.
Yeah, that other one was closer to midfield and kind of survived that one. If you turn the ball over on downs right here, it's a different ball game.
Dooley gets off a good one. Flag down. Salas made the first man miss, tackled at the 25, and let's see what the laundry's about.
Salas with the sweet feet. I mean, he was trying to get out of there with that one.
During the return, personal foul, walking out of bounds, receiving team, number 16, at the distance to the goal line, 1st down. Timeout, media.
That penalty is against Caleb Coley and will take us to break. 21-13 Central. perfect day for tailgating here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. The hometown Chippewas trying to hold off the visiting Eagles from about 2 hours away down in Ypsilanti. In last week's win over Louisiana, Dante McMillan ran for 126 yards. He came into this one, Marcus, first in the MAC, 19th nationally at 7 yards per carry, but he's not been able to really get going this afternoon. On cue, nice run to pick his way out across the 15-yard line. Good run on first down until Kalen Carroll made the stop. An 8-yard pickup for the graduate student from Seattle.
Well, that's one way to slow down Eastern Michigan's offense, is to not let McMillan get going. But at any moment, he can heat up. And you saw a couple of flashes of that earlier in this ball game.
Well, Chris Creighton says the two running backs out there right now, McMillan and Dunlap, will get NFL looks. Here goes McMillan for a first down carry. After getting 8 on his first touch, that is a 12-yard pickup. So right on cue, 20 yards on 2 carries for number 28.
I think you have to keep feeding him and run it when you don't think he's going to get it, and then switch it up and go back to your quick passing game to substitute for some of those rush yards.
Well, Eastern is more than made up for the personal foul on the punt return. Kim under heavy pressure, able to deliver the pass. Caught him near sideline. Gordon was right there to bring down the receiver.
Watch the pressure here. Kim stood in the pocket. He went through his progression. Got a little delayed blitz there. Pocket collapse. Had some contact with a nice grab there by McMillan. I thought that was an exceptional open field tackle.
Prosper motions to the right. Kim gonna throw it. In stride, finds Nick Devereaux. Move the chains again. I'll tell you what, Eastern Michigan in the midst of putting together another nice drive.
I tell you what, that RPO to the short side of the field, that's a good read there by Kim. He has a great understanding of when to read, pull, throw, and take what the defense gives him.
Option near side. Central read it. McMillan forced out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Just a 2-yard gain.
Triple option flavor. When you get those 2 running backs back there, you can do a lot with that. Triple option, zone read, misdirection. But it also gives you 2 guys next to the quarterback in case you do drop back pass for extra protection.
Did you ever face a triple option, a true triple option at Michigan?
Yes, one time against Syracuse with Donovan McNabb, and that's all I'm going to say.
That was kind of a freeze option. Long. Gang tackled Elijah Gordon after just a 4-yard gain. Let's go back to that Michigan-Syracuse game.
I'll tell you what, man. We were at one point they had us 38-7 in the third quarter, and they pulled their starters out. And then we made it a game late on paper, 38-20. Donovan McNabb, that was the best player I played against in college, and he put on a show.
How about that?
It wasn't 100% option though. They was mixing that option in there, but we couldn't defend it.
And going back to the George De Leon days in the 80s, they called it a freeze option. So they had different things. They utilized the throwing ability of their quarterbacks, Don McPherson,
50,
Marvin Graves, and then Donovan McNabb. A little different than the traditional
McPherson,
triple.
I think, was in there too, wasn't he?
Well, Don McPherson would have been there through 87.
87.
Yeah. So then Marvin Graves in the early 90s. When were you at Ann Arbor?
94 to 98.
So yeah, Graves and McNabb probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good. So are you guys, though. Kim floats it. A diving interception attempt. And the catch is made. Picked off by Maddox Blackwell. The former 4-sport high school star at Bloomington South with a diving grab to take the ball away.
I know Kim wish he could pull that ball back because he didn't put enough on it. And when you throw that deep ball, it has to be high and outside. If it's inside of the numbers, that gives the free safety a chance. You see Blackwell with his depth and range laid out for the ball, made a spectacular play. That ball is supposed to be high and out and outside. And if your man doesn't catch it, it goes out of bounds.
The first turnover of the game gives it back to Central Michigan. Labus gives to Biggins. Does well to pick up 4, maybe 5 yards. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 5-yard carry by Biggins. But the big play defensively turned in by Maddox Blackwell, the former Indiana State Sycamore, with the diving takeaway. Well, if you played high school football and high school hockey, as Maddox Blackwell did, what's a little blood? You get an interception on a dive, who cares? Patch me up, I'm going back in.
I'm telling you, buddy, blood, sweat, and tears. And that big interception, man, gave his offense another opportunity here to start the fourth quarter. They haven't done much in the second half so far, but they're also trying to shorten the game, too.
As we start the fourth quarter, Labus finds a wide open tight end at about the 35-yard line. Able to turn it upfield and get a first down to the 39. That is Tommy McIntosh. I said tight end. He's such a big wide receiver at 6'5", 210. The former Wisconsin Badger is a huge target out in the passing route. The injured Eagle is back around the 20-yard line.
Trying to get a number on that. Take a look and see. Oh, he just landed wrong. 55.
Non-contact for Mekhi Gilbert. That's not good.
Yeah, he jumped and he came down very awkward.
We'll take a break as they tend to Mekhi Gilbert. Early fourth quarter, Central Michigan holding on to a 21-13 lead. Doug Sherman, Marcus Ray. The Chippewas haven't scored since the 10:46 mark of the second quarter. What has changed for this Central offense since that time?
Well, Eastern Michigan's possessed the ball in some of those situations where they were getting first downs and they actually scored some points. But there's been some defensive adjustments too there. Eastern Michigan has found a way to stop this run game and not give up any explosives, and they're making Central Michigan earn it. So they were getting ball control, they were getting schemed up, but then you get in that halftime and get to talking and figuring some things out, then it gives you a chance, man.
Well, we had the big pass play right before the injury stoppage to Tommy McIntosh, so Central Michigan on the move, and I want to say it was a potentially good sign seeing Mekhi Gilbert, the defensive lineman for Eastern Michigan, able to put some weight on that foot as he walked off. Sterling Miles with the stop, but another positive play for Nari Biggins.
So watch here. You see our guy flying up. Looked like Bryce Llewellyn. Ben Needham told us that part of the reason they've been giving up some chunk run plays is run support angles. Flying up too fast, not coming to balance, squaring up and making tackles. But it's hard to when a guy like Biggins is giving you those jump cuts, making plays.
Yeah, he was speaking specifically too about Bryce Llewellyn, saying sometimes we just need you to contain. You don't have to attack every single time. Biggins tried to get to the edge. Good pursuit to force him out of bounds by that reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Week, Bryce Llewellyn.
But in that time when you don't trigger outside and you get hesitant, it doesn't take but a split second for Biggins to turn the corner on you too. So it's almost feast or famine. Especially, it's tough playing that nickel back. They call it the bandit. I mean, there's all kind of names for defensive guys: Star, Bandit, Buck,
Max.
Jack,
I like that one
Max.
for Eastern Michigan, for Max Crosby. The defensive end position they have named for the all-time EMU great. Flores back at quarterback. Gets out across the 45-yard line. Central Michigan once again in positive territory. This is a good-looking drive to start the fourth quarter. Yeah, you can't do an Eastern Michigan football game without mentioning the great Max Crosby, who is also serving as an assistant general manager for this program. Very involved. He and his wife donated $1 million last year to upgrade the turf back in Ypsilanti. And during the NFL offseason, able to be even more involved. And yeah, Chris Creighton naming a position after him, MAXX.
Getting back to some of this quarterback run, stay out of long yardage, but the difference between the first half and the second half is Eastern has better run gap integrity. Like, they're holding the point, not allowing Central Michigan to double team up to linebackers. But Central also did a lot more motioning too, motioning and shifting in that first half to get Eastern Michigan misaligned, which allowed them to have one less person in the box to make the tackle.
Out of the Wildcat. Play is blown dead before Townsend could run it.
False start offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's the center, Ryan Bloom. And I noticed on that last play, DeCorion Temple, their productive tight end, was back in. We haven't called his name all game long.
There's a good look there at DeCorion, 6'5", 245, out of Orchard Lake St. Mary's Prep. Big time program.
His OC, I'm sorry, his OC Jim Chapin says he's a Greek god of a human being.
When you see him in person, when I was on the field and I looked up, I saw exactly what he was talking about. Looked like Javon Curse out there.
Flores bumps into his own man, but just keeps going. He's about a half a yard shy of the line to gain. Give him 9 yards. He needed 9.5. So now what do you do if you're Central? Now it looks like they're going to go to a big package. And this is not surprising. Again, the ethos of Matt Drinkle. It's no surprise he's got a fullback to go out there and lead the way. Rusty Van Wetzinga, number 41. I would imagine they'll try to run behind him. Townsend is the running back. Flores will run it behind the fullback, get to the edge, get a first down, still on his feet, out of bounds to the 25-yard line. Tremarion McNulty finally forced him out, but Central on this drive trying to once again impose its will.
Yeah, Eastern actually got good penetration. It's just they lost right there on the edge, right there. Probably got away with a holding call right there because the ball got outside the defense, but Barry Manning was held.
Yeah.
And that's how Flores was able to get the perimeter.
Saw the same thing. Manning got turned around. Somebody had to have a hold of him.
Hey, but if they didn't call it, he didn't do it.
No. Flores, as you see, now well over 100 yards rushing. He's given way once again to Labus. Biggins. That's a gain of 3. Biggins came in averaging just under 4 yards per carry this year. He's been a big part of the passing game coming into this game. He took a screen pass 88 yards for a touchdown last week against Wagner. That was the first touchdown of his college career. For those who follow CMU, they'll remember that Biggins actually played defensive back his first 3 years and then switched to running back last year.
Timeout. Eastern Michigan. Their first charge timeout.
So Eastern Michigan, the first to use a timeout here in the second half, leaves them with 2, down by 8. Well, as we turn the corner from the preseason, the non-conference games, into Mid-American Conference play, here's what's on the schedule coming up next week. As you see, we still got some non-conference. Kent State going to Oklahoma. I'm not sure. Is John Mateer going to be playing quarterback for the Sooners? Probably won't matter.
Right.
But he is out with a hand injury this week. But you've got a lot of conference play. UMass rejoins the MAC, home against Western Michigan. The Chips will be at Akron, and the Eagles will be at Buffalo to play the Bulls. Flores and Biggins in the backfield. Biggins out front. Flores keeps down to the 10-yard line. It's another first down and back into the red zone for the Chippewas. A 13-yard pickup for the junior QB.
Now they're getting back to their bread and butter. Single wing, running back lead. It's a good call. And Flores making people miss in space. Trying to get out of there, man.
He's 6'1", 210 pounds, shifty enough, challenged himself moving up from the FCS level the last 3 years, now at the FBS level this time. Very short gain coming up. Barry Manning from his alpha position. And now some players being separated. Tyson Davis wound up on his back for Central. Llewellyn being walked away by a couple of teammates. Well, Llewellyn is the leading tackler on this team. Came in with 30 on the year.
That time the safeties are going to be closer to the line of scrimmage. There's not much grass behind them. So quarterback run now has a defender to account for it.
Labus hands it off. Biggins jumps it outside. Once again, though, Manning was right there to bring him down. Just a 2-yard gain. 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Barry Manning's been pretty active on this drive now. He's kind of been on the inside, the outside, chasing plays down, tackle to tackle. Can't give up a touchdown here for Eastern Michigan.
Now you bring in the big boys to block. 41, Van Wetziga. 88, Henry Dryden. He was a Division II All-American last year. Labus gives. Townsend, full head of steam inside the 5-yard line. So the Eastern Michigan defense bends but doesn't break, and they are going to force a field goal attempt by Cade Graham.
I think both teams will settle for that. A field goal attempt there for Central Michigan, and you make this, go up 11, put a lot of pressure on Eastern Michigan to score and try to get the ball back and so on. But there's no guarantees he's going to make it. But, you know, he missed that other one that he hooked to the left.
This from 22 yards. It is true. And Graham extends it once again to a 2-possession lead. 24-13 our score. Central Michigan with just over 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Matt Drinkle enjoying what his offense and his special teams does. His team in control, getting late here in Mount Pleasant. campus at Central Michigan University, and the Chippewas defense has done a good job of taking away the Eagles' top receiver so far today, Terry Lockett Jr. And so the score is 24-13, 7:08 to go. And no surprise, as you see Lockett's numbers today, only 4 yards receiving. Doesn't mean he's not going to have a big finish here, but so far so good if you're CMU.
Yeah, I think they do have to try to find some ways of getting him the football. He's very productive, and he gives them that balance to go with McMillan in the run game, Long at the tight end position.
A returnable kick for Javen Norman. Wrapped up shy of the 20-yard line. Caleb Spann able to make the stop. Well, this is a tough place for opponents to come and get a win. Since Kelly Short Stadium opened in November of 1972, Central Michigan has won 2 out of every 3 of its home games. 185 wins, 89 losses, 4 ties, 1-0 so far this year, looking to go 2-0 at home.
No place like home, man. That's why I said in the beginning with that TNT, toughness and talent. That means you have the guys that win on the road and win close games. But everybody tries to protect home.
Noah Kim at quarterback for Eastern finds a wide open receiver, Benson Prosper, and he fights his way out near the 40-yard line. A big first down pickup for Eastern Michigan.
I like that call there. Just a simple curl route, something that they haven't really ran too much today. I thought that was, those windows were there, right on the hash mark.
McMillan with a wide open hole. That's a 9-yard gain on first down. Maddox Blackwell able to wrestle him to the ground.
I like the tempo. I like the pace Eastern's playing on offense right now. Go fast, get Central on their heels, and don't let them get a call.
They got no time to waste. They've got to score twice and get a stop. McMillan picks his way through the hole. It's another big gain before again Maddox Blackwell made the tackle. But again, time is of the essence for Eastern Michigan.
Even a field goal will keep them in striking distance, but they want 7.
Kim still with his eyes downfield. It's an incomplete pass. It wouldn't have gained much yardage if they could have hooked up on the pitch and catch to Terry Lockett.
Yeah, he didn't have much to choose from downfield, so they ran a lot of crossing routes there, and he had to flush the pocket, which took half the field away from his vision. Good coverage there by the Chips.
Pressure coming. Kim gets rid of it, and a flag comes. It's going to be pass interference on the strong safety, Caleb Spann.
He actually had good coverage. That ball was targeted for
Pass
long.
interference, defense, number 15. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
You'll see here it's going to happen right across the middle. As long as it's going across to your left, like he's right there. And then he makes contact right here and tackles him. He didn't even have to touch him, and that ball probably would have been overthrown. Stride for stride with him.
So it's first down at the 29-yard line of Central Michigan. Kim now decides to cut it up and get what he can. He gains maybe 3 yards. Jonathan Decker did a good job from his nose guard position to spread that out. Here's big number 98, 6'5", 300-pound redshirt senior from Elkhart, Indiana. Kim got a man. Juggling catch to the 23-yard line. Elijah Gordon was in coverage, just a 3-yard gain.
Eastern is playing extremely fast right now. One play every 12 to 15 seconds.
After the Prosper completion, run it. Dunlap stopped, and that'll bring up a huge 4th down. Do you kick the field goal here and take the points, or do you go for it?
Definitely. You don't want to do that to your defense. I think you take the points here, play defense, use your timeouts, try to get a stop.
This will be a 40-yard attempt for Rudy Kessinger. His long was 50 at Kentucky, and the wind is at his back. It is no good. The 40-yard try is off the mark, and Kessinger can't capitalize at the end of that drive. You're watching the MAC on ESPN. With former Michigan Wolverines All-American Marcus Ray, I'm Doug Sherman here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, in this conference opener for both Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan, going down to the wire, but now Central is fully in control after the missed field goal by Eastern. The Eagles defense has to get itself off the field and really could use a 3-and-out or force a turnover.
Definitely, and hope for some negative plays too, to get some field position and long yardage.
But with the way this Central Michigan offense has operated so efficiently today in all phases, that would be a surprise. Good hole to work with for Nari Biggins. Out to the 28-yard line, Bryce Llewellyn with another stop following the 6-yard pickup.
Timeout. Eastern Michigan.
And so now Eastern has to use its second timeout to stop the clock at 4:08.
He almost squeaked through that line. I mean, he was almost out of here. That play was well designed and blocked perfectly. This offense will give you different sets. You see like a traditional looking fullback, same side block lead. See the kick out block there, a missed tackle or two. And that one is out of there. If Llewellyn doesn't grab that right leg, you're going to forget about that one. But it's important for Eastern Michigan. I mean, you almost kind of get into a feast or famine, all-out kind of blitz. But the problem when you do that is a play like that will go 62, 68 yards, and you look up and be like, ah. But you have to find a way to get the ball back. A first down here and another timeout or so, not going to be good.
Well, Biggins is getting closer to a 100-yard day. Flores already has 100 yards on the ground. No pickup there as Biggins is dropped.
Timeout.
Messiah Blair
Eastern Michigan. Their third and final charge.
with the tackle
timeout
for loss. Timeout
of the
called
second
again
half.
by Eastern Michigan.
This will be a 30-second
Yeah, the Chips
timeout.
giving that triple option feel to it with a pitch man, a dive, and a read by the quarterback. A good defense there. Holding the point, not letting the ball outside the defense.
Well, Blair was the highest rated recruit a couple of years ago out of MLK High School in Detroit for Eastern Michigan. He was offered by Kansas, Iowa, Cincinnati, Purdue, Maryland, etc. And he makes a big play there, allowing the Eastern Michigan defense to call timeout and try to leave enough time on the clock for this Eastern offense to score twice. Levis walked to the sideline with the training staff, and so Angel Flores will come back in on 3rd down and 4. Townsend's the running back. He'll be the lead blocker for Flores. And he gets across the 35-yard line for a huge first down, despite the efforts of the Omega linebacker, Marco Paterno. 7-yard gain. Follow your blockers. Brock Townsend out there in front.
Yeah, watch to the right of our screen there. Just outnumber them at the point of attack. Eastern continues to let that ball outside the defense, losing leverage. Leverage means keeping the ball where it's supposed to be, taking the proper angles.
Van Wetsinga, the fullback. Biggins, the tailback. It's Biggins. Gets the edge on the right side and room to run. Little hesitation to get out across the 40-yard line. Bryce Llewellyn finally tracked him down, but not until he carried the football 35 yards.
See, that motion, that arc orbit, call it arc motion, order motion, it runs a defensive back away from the wide side of the field in man-to-man coverage. Good effort there by Llewellyn, running to the football. What a well-designed play.
And the Chippewas in no hurry. Clock continues to run, under 3 minutes to go. There's Rusty the Fourth. His father, Rusty the Third, was his varsity high school coach, longtime friend of his current head coach, Matt Drinkle. Up the middle. If not for that T-shirt grab, Brock Townsend would have been gone. Jason Marshall among those finally to bring him down, but not until number 22 picked up 22.
Man, just downhill. Central Michigan winning the battle of attrition. Look at the T-shirt pull. That's why we used to, a nice job by Josh Scott with the T-shirt tug, but that's why we used to cut the half T-shirt.
Yeah.
Show your six-pack and you won't get the T-shirt tug happening to you.
Joshua Scott had a hold, and if it was the 70s, you'd had tearaway jerseys and no undershirt laying. It would have been no problem. Townsend would have run away for the touchdown.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
So we've reached the 2-minute timeout. Central Michigan in the midst of trying to put this one away. There's a man, Matt Drinkle, the first-year head coach at Central Michigan, who apparently while playing high school football broke his leg and his ankle and didn't know. Then he went to Iowa to play football, re-broke the ankle, and that led to 7 surgeries in the end of his playing career. But he dove headfirst into coaching, and now, more than 2 decades later, he's got his Central Michigan Chippewas on the verge of wrapping up their 2nd home win and 3rd overall win of the season.
Getting that victory formation pretty early. Eastern can't stop the clock. You get to do that 2 more times. You even run the clock down. Tell you what, man, that's the best formation in football.
No doubt. And then the most helpless feeling on the other sideline, if you're Chris Creighton, there is nothing you can do. That missed field goal about 4 minutes ago kind of sealed it. That would have gotten it back to a 1-possession game. But I tell you what, even though Central's offense was not nearly as productive in the second half, they didn't make mistakes. They didn't get themselves in bad positions. There you see what they've got coming the next 5 games, all in conference play.
Well, I tell you, Central's schedule is very favorable because they don't play Ohio, they don't play Miami. So when you look at that schedule, if they can maneuver through that somehow, Buffalo's going to be a tough one too. But when you don't play those 2 teams and you don't have East and West, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. This is a good football team.
The final 25 seconds will tick off in a 24-13 final score. And this game, of course, marked the first of 3 Michigan MAC Trophy matchups between CMU, EMU, and Western Michigan. The school with the best head-to-head record earns the right to the Michigan MAC Trophy, and that means something to the folks around here.
Oh, it means a whole lot. It means you beat your rival. It means you got a conference win. And if you could beat both of them, tell you what, man, you got something rolling. And it also impacts high school recruiting in the state.
Western Michigan plays later tonight, 6:30 Eastern time, a non-conference game against Rhode Island, which you can also see here on ESPN+. But a really impressive win in all phases for Central here today.
Central jumped out early, and I think that's where they really won this game, and it got too far ahead of Eastern. They had their chances, but Central's rush offense in the first half, very dominant, played some good defense too, and then Eastern figured something out offensively. They just didn't have enough in the tank.
Angel Flores ran for 127 yards, threw for a touchdown. Joe Labus had a touchdown pass as well. In all phases, a tremendous job for the Chips. For Marcus Ray, I'm Doug Sherman saying so long from Mount Pleasant, where our final score once again, 24-13 Central. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.